for the shots fired offline marathon, I'm going to present you a run of the game Little Witch Nobeta, which is kind of a Dark Souls-like game, but instead of using sword and shields like usual, we're going to use magics, because the main character of this game, Nobeta, is a witch. And for this run in particular, I'm going to present you a category that is a trial tour, which is basically a boss rush. So we're going to fight 8 different bosses, and between each boss we're going to be able to upgrade our magic and then go to the next boss. So I will start the timer whenever I will create the new game. And as you will see, this run is really specific compared to what we usually do in this game, but it's a really fun one. So let's start with the run. So the main point of this run is that there will be no platforming section at all, only bosses to fight, and there is kind of a lobby, which we're here into the lobby, which we have to go every time we will do a boss and we will defeat it, we'll go back to here, and that's why we're going to upgrade our magics like that. So first boss, I will use fire magic. The strategy is that I'm going to evade as much as possible to generate mana and use the melee attacks that are really strong in this game, not used in a lot of categories aside from Trial Tower, unfortunately. So here is a counter. It's a mechanic that's really hard in this game because the time window to counter is really small, but it's rewarding because it gives a ton of mana, and we need this mana to charge attacks. So the first phase of this boss is quite basic. Just need to be careful to not inflict ourselves too much damage. But yeah, the attacks are quite telegraphed. So yeah, that's what I said. I'm just going to charge fire, do some melee attacks, and whenever I'm low on mana or stamina, I just shoot the charge fire to him so he gets staggered. So here, we're going to be in phase 2. Alright, that's okay. He's going to use way more ranged attacks. And do a lot of dashes too, like here. We could die here, so we need to be careful. His attack is quite hard to dodge actually. Yeah, and he's also doing counters too, so whenever I stagger him, he tends to do an attack. Need to be careful about this. Okay, he's nearly dead. I'm just going to do one charge. Alright. We got the first boss. It should heal us a bit. Yeah. And here what we are doing is we are just charging Arcane, so we can get more souls. Because in Trial Tower, every time you charge a spell quickly, or do melee attacks to charge a spell or things like this, like counter, evade, you get some souls to upgrade your magics. So that's why at the end of each fight I'm going to charge as many arcane spells as possible. And here we have a few heals that I will be using sometimes. So next boss is Tanya. We're going to use a mix of thunder and fire for Tanya. And now that we have fire level 2, we cannot be cancelled when doing melee attacks. So that will be really useful to not get staggered while doing some combos, because we can tank some damage, that's not a big issue actually. And same method as against armor, whenever we're low on mana we're going to use melee attacks. Trying to shooting ourselves too much. Okay, she's doing counters. That's what we want. Alright, she stopped. Alright. So that's the thing we want her to do. We want her to do as much counter as possible. Alright, I kind of messed up here. Because... yeah. I try to do two things at the same time. Okay, she should be dead. We can eat this. Alright. Second boss done. 6 to go. And same thing, I'm just stacking some souls. Alright. Next we're going to the beer. The beer has two phases. So first phase we're going against the beer. And second phase we're going against Monica. It's going to be giant. For this boss, I will be taking a bit of mana crystals, just in case I need them. I should not need them, but never know. And I'm going to upgrade fire to level 3. Because we're going to use it a lot in this fight, in the second phase. So first phase will be quite the same as Tanya, so a mix of thunder and fire. But here we are not going to do any melee attacks. Only just using some thunder shots. Okay, so this is a worst pattern you can do. Like, countering this pattern is really hard, especially when it starts that far away, because you really need to be in melee range to counter this. You cannot counter it while being in range. It's going to attack. Okay, I'm going to use my mana crystal here, because I'm very low on mana. Yeah, that's what I said. Wow. This is really bad. We're going to save this. The thing in Little Witch Nobeta is that each time I counter, I regenerate some HP. So we're kind of okay. Alright. Should be dead. There's a bit of help from some fire. Not yet. Alright. Got the beer. Very close on HP, we need to be careful for Monica. But I should not get it at all against Monica. Okay, so I'm going to try to cast one charge thunder and then using only fire. She's in the lava actually. We're going to see. She's standing up, but you can hit her while she's still below before she comes up. I do not need this crystal actually. Oh my god, it's really bad. So here we have this orb that we're going to break using a thunder attack when it's fully charged. We're waiting that it's fully charged because it deals more damage when it's fully charged. And there's going to be a second orb soon. Just here. And we're going to do the same. And she's dead. Alright, not bad fight. Quite a few displays on the beer, but that's okay. We're still sub 5 minutes after Monica, so that's quite good. Next boss is the Knight. It's a really hard boss because it has some damage reduction and it can be staggered, but it has high resistance to stagger. So what I'm going to do is use as much melee attacks I can do and hope for the best. So here we're going to upgrade fire to max level if we have enough souls, hopefully. I'm missing 12. We'll do is fire 4, it's okay. So at the start he either dash on me or jump in the air, so I'm just going to fire 1 or twice thunder at him, running on his pattern. And then try to counter. Didn't work, that's okay. So the thing is that fire is really good at bypassing shields. So what I'm actually doing here is just using melee attacks, because it bypass shields, to try to deal as much damage as possible. He's in a really good spot here because he usually jumps away. Ah, that's quite bad here. Okay, I can finish him with just normal fire attack. Oh, make me drop the crystal. And you should die here from the explosion. Alright. Unfortunately, I did not get the time to use my crystal. And we're going for the 5th boss, which is Vanessa. So, similar method, we're going to use a lot of fire melee attacks here. But this time, she can get staggered with them. So that's going to be a bit easier. The only thing to be careful about in the Vanessa fight is that she can kind of counter, if I say. And we need to be careful about those. Because even if she gets staggered, she can still attack me whenever I stagger her. So we just need to evade those attacks, and the rest is quite easy. So we're starting with Thunder to counter our first attack. Then just our fire like that. And see, we can counter, we can stagger her when she does some patterns like that. But this pattern cannot be countered, so that's why we need to be careful. We're dashing into our own fire to get more mana, because in this game you can inflict self damage. So basically in this fight we're trying to be 100% of the time on fire. Alright. Going to attack again in phase 2. Sometimes that's why you really need to be careful about charging fire when swapping, when dealing the charge attack. Alright, just this one and she's dead. Not bad. It's a really hard fight, heavily RNG dependent. So we get out quite well, I would say. The next one is Vanessa 2, the 6th boss. Vanessa 2 is really different. Here we're going to use Thunder a lot and trying to counter as many attacks as possible. So no mana crystal needed here, we're going to get some mana crystal later on. We're just going to take Thunder. I could take Wind too for seal, but we're going to do without Wind. Because we need some souls to get the mana crystals. Alright. So we're going to try to counter attack and charge Thunder this time. I'm not a big fan of this pattern, but it works. Oh, that dealt a lot of damage. One of We're not lucky here. That's a lot of really bad pattern we're chaining. Alright. So here in phase 2 she's really annoying and moving a lot. And that's why there's a thunder just behind me. That's why usually you really try to lower her HP as much as possible before she goes in phase 2. But sometimes it does not happen. Okay, so this attack we can just run. Can't really do much. Alright, the should kill her. Nice. Well, that was a really bad RNG. But we manage. It's okay. Just getting my mana back. And we get out. To seal. The event statue is heavily pattern dependent, because some patterns you can charge twice or even thrice, but not with the patterns I got. Seal is kind of the same. There's a lot of really annoying things in the seal fight. So here I'm going to take some mana crystals with me. And since I have a lot of souls, I'm going to take wind too. I'm going to take Thunder 3 next fight. So wind level 2 allows me to jump and dash in the air. So if she bumps me out of the way, I can prevent falling into the void thanks to wind 2. So that's why against seal it's nice to have it. What is she going to do? Alright, she's doing this attack. I do not like it. Yep. Where is she? Not really lucky on the patterns so far. Okay, that's way better. And she's moving a lot. Alright, at least we have full mana for phase 2. So phase 2 we're going to start with trying to do as much damage as possible. And we're just going to run away and shooting fire. Just need to not die by the dot. Alright. And now we're going to do the last boss, which is Nobeta. Last boss is in two phases, like Seal and Monica. And I would say it's the hardest boss of this trial tower because she's really tanky. And you're going to notice that, like, phase 1, it's okay. But phase 2, she's really tanky. And the thing is with Nobeta is that if we attack her from too close, she can counter our attacks, like we can do. So you really need to know when to attack Nobeta and when to avoid attacking her. So we are going to see how it will go. So first phase, I'm just going to use fire melee attacks, because when she has shields like this, she takes reduced damage. And since fire attack can bypass shields like that, we're going to abuse it. Alright. That should be enough to make her go phase 2. Not yet. We're going to have to wait a little bit more. I think this is enough. Yeah, she's going phase 2. Alright, so phase 2 is going to start with quite a fast attack that we're going to try to counter, pass the thunder, and then dodge the next one. And then we're going to try to use fire as much as possible, while still knowing that if I'm too close, that's not going to work. Okay, he does this. Yeah, not a big fan of this one. And here she's really far away. Why is she? Oh, she went into me. I see. Alright, last thunder and time. Alright. We did not have the best luck, neither Nobeta nor Vanessa 1 and 2, but it's not that bad for a run actually. Like 13-2 is okay. We're really far away from the world record, but the world record is completely optimized in this category, like it's really crazy. So I'm very glad I got to do this time. Still way better than what I expected. So that's all for the boss rush. After triggering this, we're going to get the last cutscene in the game. And we did the 8 bosses in the game. So from Armor to Nonota. And this strategy, by using mostly thunder and fire, is really nice. Because we get to use fire, which is a magic that we don't use a lot in other categories. Like in Any Person in MG and New Game Plus. So I'm really glad we optimized this category using fire. It's really nice magic. Usually we just spam thunder and everything is done. But no, in fact fire 5 is really good magic. So here we have it. The end of the game, the end of the trial tower mode. Not the game, but the trial tower mode. I hope you like this run. I really enjoy it. It's a really nice category. And if you want to watch me run this game sometimes, there's my Twitch channel on the top left corner. And if you're ever interested in running this game, you're completely welcome, and you can find the Discord link on the speedrun.com page for the game. And know that there's not only trial tower in this game, there's also the normal runs that are really interesting too, because they mix both platforming phases and combat phases. Here it was just the combat thing, but there's a lot of platforming in this game too, like in the other categories. So you're completely welcome to try running this game. And as a last word, I just want to thank the whole Little Witch Nobeta community. Like everyone from Michael, Shen, Zero, everyone, they're really nice to me and to everyone. And thanks for organizing this marathon, and I hope you're going to enjoy the rest of it. Bye bye!